Greetings from South Carolina. Danny Staten here on the Daily Dan vlog. And I don't think nobody's here but me. Everybody get on in here and we'll see what we can do. Yes, in case you're wondering, I'm still getting stuff set up in the background. But welcome to the Daily Dan vlog. Welcome to 13 o'clock live with your host, me, Daily Dan. And I actually have a theme song. It's true. My good friend, Pat McCormick, with Wrist Thrill, the Daily Dan theme song for 13 o'clock live. This is what we listen to while people come in and get the chat rolling. Let me know in the chat how well you can hear the thing. Wow, I love that. I want to thank my good friend, Pat McCormick, at the Golden Rage of TV right here on YouTube for providing me with that theme song and providing me with several other music that I'll be using on my show, 13 o'clock live with Daily Dan. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. Gothic Cyclist, Susan A. King of Cleveland, the legendary Devil Hunter. See, TV. I see a lot of my friends in the chat. Hey, all you guys, be sure, especially the ones I've gave mods to, the little blue wrenches, be sure all you guys to drop your link, because I want 13 o'clock live to be a community of my friends who grow and share each other's videos and like each other and subscribe to each other. Be like one big happy YouTube family. So, I don't really officially start 13 o'clock live till up around 1. When I start off the show here on 13 o'clock live, what I'll mainly be doing is playing a little music while I wait to get the show started. As a matter of fact, I had a couple of guests planned on stopping by tonight and sharing their Bigfoot stories live on YouTube, but apparently they chickened the fuck out. Thank you, Major and Tennille. If you're listening out there, y'all suck. So let's jam some more Pat McCormick from the Golden Rage of TV while we wait on a few more people to get in. And if you got the ability to share this stream out, please do it. Because I was hoping for a few more people than 8 before I told my famous I Saw Bigfoot story. And see if you can name this tune. Okay, we'll make a contest out of it. You can name this tune and send me your address. The Dudley Dam will send you a prize. Name it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Name it in the chat. Yeah, guys, that's me in the chat under the name Danny Staten. Be sure to pick up my Danny Staten channel. So I can't believe nobody hasn't a guess at what song my friend Pat McCormick is performing. Hey, Sonny Stormy, do me a favor and share this stream out. Knowing you probably already done it. Well, it don't look like nobody got it. Well, nice try, guys. Maybe I'll try another prize giveaway a little bit later. King Cullen, Jess, Islips, my main man Cullen. Welcome to 13 o'clock live with Daily Dan. Smoking. Yeah, this stream may have to pick up and move real quick at any time. Greetings, YouTube! Welcome to 13 o'clock live. I'm your host, Daily Dan. And by the way, Daily Dan's sitting out here, and I didn't sit too far away, but I think the Daily Dan's gonna have to pause for the cause and make a quick location change as few droplets of rain have begun to fall upon my night. I apologize for a short delay, but I think it would be to my advantage to move to a sheltered area at this time. And how I'm going to do this, I do not know. Okay. And tonight I'll be sharing my Bigfoot tales. I'll be sharing my story of when I saw Bigfoot as a junior. Forgive the camera work for a few minutes. Like I said, I'm going to have to change my location as a few drops of water have begun to fall from the sky. And that's never a good thing. The things that happen on live streams, huh guys? Sorry about that. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy that you sit outside, you wait all night, it's been nice and dry, and it's been a good night. It's been beautiful in South Carolina today. We didn't have the clouds we've been having lately. And of course, about the time I go live and get all set up out there, well, that's when the droplets of water start to fall. Okay, I'm reset now. In my new location. And I thank the few people who actually hung around during that debacle. So tonight, on 13 o'clock live, since my pathetic little guest didn't show up, I thought we would discuss a few things. I would tell my story of when I saw Bigfoot when I was a young man. I'd play some real cool music. And we'll chill out for the next little while. And we'll have us a YouTube conversation. I'll be in chat. And I'll attempt to be in chat. What the hell? I will attempt to be in chat. I'm still attempting to be in chat. My God. Remind me not to cut this remind me not to cut this camera back off. This phone back off. Take 10 minutes to get back on to where you was at. I love that thumbnail. I did a pretty good job on that, I think. And I think everybody has abandoned me just about it. But guess what? Daddy Dan don't care. People will watch this on the replay, I'm pretty sure. So I'll regale you. In West Pelzo, South Carolina, in 1976, I was 11 years old. This week has brought back a great deal of the memories from that time to me. It's true. As back in 1977, I was a rambunctious young man. I was out and about, always into something. I was a big fan of that TV show they call The Night Stalker. You know, the one with Darren McGavin. You can see lots of stuff about that on my channel, Daily Dan's The Good Stuff, if you check that out. Pretty soon I will drop a link for that channel in the chat. If you play back this later and you want to check that out, you can hit the chat, find the link. I've also used that ability to go back in the chat to make moderators who can drop links. So if you hear me say something like Daddy Dan's The Good Stuff or something, and you want to be a good moderator, go ahead and do me the favor of dropping that link in the chat. That would be awesome if somebody would do that. So I was 11 years old, and it was the July 4th week of 1976. I remember it well. I actually had a shirt that had them guys with the drum and the pipe and one holding the flag. The bicentennial stuff was going around at the time. You know, American Revolution and all for those history buffs out there. And being a fan of The Night Stalker, I had my little bag, you know, with a cross in it in case I ran into a vampire, and camera and film and a tape recorder. You know, I was a fan. But mainly I was taking pictures of animals. I was into nature photography. My mama, she was a photographer. She had got me into taking pictures at a real young age, and I'd often go through the woods taking pictures. You know, of the rabbits, the birds, the squirrels, nature. And that's how July 4th week of 1976, I found myself in the woods of South Carolina. I found myself taking pictures of squirrels deep in a place called Mirtwood. A place that my grandfather had warned me many times. As a young man, I should stay out of there, that the wildlife in there was a little ferocious at times. And that actually a few people had went missing in that area over the years prior. But I was a brave young man and a not stalker the Kolchak fan. And I would not let nothing beseech me from doing what I wanted to do. And today I was taking pictures of birds and squirrels and cute little bunny rabbits as I walked through the woods, tromping in my big stupid tennis shoes. Now, I grew up with the Native American people, what they call the Opie Indians. It stands for original people, and it's just a capital O and a P, an OP. And I'd learned tracking and stuff about nature and hunting and stuff at a really young age. So by the time I was 11, I could hunt and shoot and skin a deer if I needed to. And once again, I thank everybody for joining me today. So I knew my way around the woods as I went through there, taking pictures of the wildlife in the area. And it was at that point that I heard a grunt. And it got my attention as it was coming from a hill above me. And then I heard a shriek, a growl, a sound. What the hell? Something like that. Did you get it? I heard that. I heard that weird scream. I heard it to my right and up the hill. And I never will forget it. As I looked up in that area that the sound had came from, I saw what Joe would probably get mad at me for saying over on Western New York, Bigfoot. Joe would get mad because I saw a fucking monster. I saw a creature. I saw, well, I was tall for my age, almost 6 foot at 11. But this thing towered way over me. Even at 60 yards away that it was, and up on a hill, I could tell this thing was giant and massive. You know, when at the time I thought it was 12 foot tall. But over the years, I've come to realize that, to my young mind being 11, it was probably 7.5 to 8 foot tall, and not really a giant 12-foot monster, but more like an 8-foot creature. It was covered in hair, probably about 2 inches long, kind of a fur, similar to what I would say a bear had. Its face was more humanist in design, but its nostrils flared inward, kind of, you know, like a simian or a great ape. And this thing just was standing there on its hill, staring at me. Our eyes locked, and I got a good look at this thing, and I did not understand what I was seeing. And then it flashed in my mind. The stuff on the TV, on the In Search Of. You know, it's Bigfoot, California. The Patterson-Gimlin film. It dawned on me. I'm seeing what people call a Bigfoot. It can't be. I said to myself, they're in California. They're out west. There wouldn't be Bigfoot here. At this point, the most terrifying moment of my life happened. This damn thing started down the hill towards me. I have to admit, in my whole life, that was only 1 or 2 times I really think I shit myself. As a young person, embarrassing as it was, I think I stained my underwear because it was coming down the hill. And as brave as I am now, at 11, I still hold my head in shame. Then I turned and ran like a little coward boy. I ran away as fast as I could, constantly looking over my shoulder to see if it was there, but it wasn't. I ran for about 5 minutes before I hit a road and started up the road. And as I got to the top of the hill on the road, And you can see videos of this encounter on the Daddy Dan blog here on this channel. You just have to look for them. I actually went back to the spot and relived it. And as I got to the top of the hill and looked back down towards the Burntwood, I never will forget, I saw these two big trees just get ripped down and heard this guttural, growlish, freaking horrible roar. Sounded something like that. So YouTube, let me know in the comments below what you think about my story. You know, I ran home crying like a little child and made the mistake of telling my mom and dad, who called my grandpa, who was the chief of police. And I told him. And I never will forget, Mom and Dad give me that eye like, really? Maybe you watch too much TV. Maybe you shouldn't have watched that TV show Bigfoot and Wild Boy as a child. You know, I got that look from Mom and Dad, but when Grandpa took me outside and we were talking about it, and we rode back down there, and I walked around with him, and he looked around and talked to me. He said I wasn't the first person in town who'd ever said that. And he spun a tale about an old lady named Lena Hogg, who lived on Hogg Road in Williamston, South Carolina. And he told me the story of Lena Hogg in 1952, baking up a cherry pie. A fresh cherry pie and a fresh apple pie on I believe it was an Easter Sunday morning. And she set her little apple pie and her cherry pies in the windows to cool at her house in Williamston, South Carolina, located near the reservoir. And she said, as she had put her pies to cool and went back in the kitchen to clean up the mess where she had been baking, from her kitchen window, she saw what she thought was a man in a fur coat, but he was huge, run out the woods. She started from her kitchen back towards the front side of her house. As she got halfway, she heard a loud, thunderous crash, as her windowsill was on the sill of a screened-in porch, you see. When she got to the front door, her porch had been ripped apart. Her screens had been ripped out, and her apple pie was gone. And as she looked up, she saw a 7-foot hairy giant man run into the woods with her cherry pie, or her apple pie. I think it was her apple pie. But it only took one of the pies. That was the story. And Grandpa told me that story, and a few others about people in the area who had seen these creatures. And I didn't feel so bad. And I thought, well, I'm not the only one, you know? And as we looked around the area, Grandpa found these large footprints, and he said, this is what it left. And now I know that you really did see that thing. And for many years, my grandpa was the chief of police in that town. And for many years, he would always stick up for me when people tried to make fun of me and bullying me and calling me Bigfoot boy and all the horrible names that go with somebody who says Bigfoot. All the slack and turmoil you take from the disbelievers. You know, my dumb ass went to school and told people, and even from the teachers, received such an amount of grief. It breaks my freaking heart, the amount of grief I had to endure. So what do you say, YouTube? I'll talk in the chat for a few minutes, and I'll drop a couple of links and take a break. And split me a big holy cry, and we'll take a brief musical commercial. So sit back and enjoy the music. You're listening in to 13 O'Clock Live with your host, Daddy Dan. And today I'm talking my Bigfoot encounters and my stories. I'll be back to share another story with you shortly. But for right now, I'm going to get out the old bowl, take a 420 pause for the cause, and climb a stairway to heaven.
She's by your spirit heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be true. Cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the road, there's a song who sings. Sometimes all don't sound is given. It makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for me. In my thoughts I have seen it's a smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. It makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. It makes me wonder.
Oh, goddamn. Well, YouTube, that wasn't best surprise. Oh.
If we all cornered you, then the Bible will lead us to reason. And a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forest will echo with laughter. If there is muscle in you, angel, don't be around now. It's just a speaking for me. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. And it's your head is humming and it won't go in case you don't know. The Bible calling you to join me. You let it and you hear the window and get you down. You stay with lies.
Hey, Mox, are you still here? Let me know in the chat. Okay, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that brief musical interlude. As you know, Daily Dan likes to think of himself kind of like a radio DJ host, kind of like Art Bell. I'm going to throw some tunes at you. I'm going to tell you some stories. I'm going to make your Saturday night special, like the Wolfman Jack used to do. I'll play you the best tunes and tell you the best story, boys and girls, as I get to call it 20 buzz on a Saturday night and do 13 o'clock live. Music provided by S1E1. I hope you enjoy these guys. I really like them. So, when I was a kid, I saw Bigfoot. I told you that story, and if you missed it, you have to back up the video. So what I'm going to do right here in this little segment of the show is I'm going to go back through the comments on the channel and talk to you guys for a minute. Greetings and welcome up, you people. And my favorite girl in the world, Sunny Stormy. Micro Twist, greetings from South Carolina. That's a cool name. And yes, there are lots of Bigfoots. They've been spotted in every state in the United States. I got a friend down in named Tim T. Down in Florida. He's on the trail of Bigfoot. I got another friend named Carter. He checks on the swamp ape all the time. You can find him at Bigfoot Anon. I've got a friend named Brenda Hawkins. Oh, she's great. You should check out her. I call her the Sasquatch Detective. She's in North Carolina, very near me. In the future, you may see us do a collaboration. You got guys like Western New York Bigfoot Research and of course, Blue Line Bigfoot, which the Daily Dan blog is a charter member of. And that's up in New York. That's just East Coast people. And there's quite a few more. I think Old Dog. He got a Virginia research thing that he does for Bigfoot in Virginia. And there's quite a few. Quite a few East Coast Bigfooters. And then you've got reports as far like Louisiana. You get a great deal of reports out of there in Arkansas, and then there's that whole Boggy Creek thing. You get reports in Washington State still. If you check out my friend Eric on the Paranormal Highway, oh, that reminds me. Last night when I did the Stone Cold Steve Austin tells his Bigfoot story live stream, I thank everybody in the world for showing up on that one. I thought I saw something move down there, boys and girls. Don't really expect no, like I said, I haven't had no activity here in quite a while. There was a time when right down here in these woods, that I had something groaning and hollering and howling. Quite a scary thing. I called it like a strawberry beast because it was the night they had that strawberry moon. And that was one of the weirdest things. It was quite a creepy night, actually. I'll give you a quick look at what happened. Hear the sounds, the growls. I actually caught that on camera. You can see that video on the Danny Staten channel. I'm going to try to get closer. And to answer the guy in the chat, these woods back here, they're about 60 yards deep between this house where I'm at and the gate next to me. And then there's a long wooden wall. And after the wall is nothing but forest as far as you can walk. I live in South Carolina in a real rural area. And occasionally something creeps up on it. Occasionally something makes noise. And I'm having a lot of trouble with this name. I can't even pronounce this. I'm going to take a shot at it, though. McGanahan Skagellafetti. Skagellafetti? That is the most unique name I've ever seen on YouTube. And once again, if you're in the stream, be sure to, if you're a moderator, be sure to drop your chat and your channel in the stream. I believe in growing communities here at 13 o'clock live. With Daddy Dan. Like I said, in 1976, I saw a hairy creature. When I was 11 years old, I saw a monster. I saw what they call Bigfoot, I suppose. To this day, I've always said that thing was a Bigfoot. First thing that popped in my mind when I seen it, I saw a hairy monster. It's a Bigfoot, like on In Search Of. And I actually had a camera with me that day. And I raised the camera and snapped a picture. And I think it was the flash going off that made it run towards me. I had that picture for years, and unfortunately I had a house fire in 2010, and my house burned down, and that picture was among the items in the house that burnt down. Isn't that the way it always goes? I still wish I had that picture, even though it was a dark shape on a hill. It would still be a good talking point of interest. Don't you think, you too? So I became a paranormal investigator. I blame my mom for that. She took me to haunted houses when I was a kid. She was a ghost. She was a photographer who wanted to get orbs and stuff. She wanted to film them. And she wanted to take pictures of ghosts. Wanted to catch one on camera. So she'd always drag me to the haunted houses with her. I was her assistant photographer. I was also the vice president of her Jimmy Valiant fan club. And I can show you all kind of cool stuff about that on a live stream one day. One day when I do a collector stuff, cool stuff live stream from inside in my office area, and I will do one of them in the future. But today we're focusing on my Bigfoot encounters. I saw Bigfoot here on 13 o'clock live with Daddy Dan. I think one day will be the best show on YouTube once I get a computer and learn how to show videos proper and play music proper. Right now I'm just a bootleg YouTuber doing a chumpy ass live stream in an area where I actually have activity. And there is a hope, you might see something cross out here in this yard at any time. You don't know what you're going to see on a live stream. Anything could freaking happen. It's true. It's damn true. As a matter of fact, on the Stone Cold Saw Bigfoot live stream I done, if you watch, and I think it's 5312 timestamp, on that video, around that area, at the end of the song it's playing, just for a minute, I thought I saw a shadow thing in the yard. It's a trip. If you watch that live stream back, and go to around the 53-minute mark and watch from there, you might see something. I'm not saying it's for real. I'm not saying it ain't a trick of light of camera. But I just think I saw something out there. I have to respect my friend Muglion Monster, my friend Russell on his live stream. Because Russell, if nobody calls in or comes on the channel with you, you have to carry a channel by yourself. And I can imagine sitting there talking and being the focus of attention and doing this for 2 hours. It's going to be rough. I'm not used to running my mouth this much. I'm used to talking to people. Me being alone and telling stories, it's going to take some getting used to. And I'm not sure how much or how long people can take hearing my mouth. Chat numbers go up and down. So I'll get to the second story now. I saw Bigfoot, story 2. For 45 5 years after that day in 1976, I have been very interested in paranormal stuff. UFOs, aliens, ghosts, the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, skunk apes, the lizard man. Anything paranormal or abnormal. I made a point. If I heard about it, I went and checked it out. Just as not an investigator, just as a concerned person, you know. I never really thought of myself as a actual investigator. As a matter of fact, on the Bigfoot stuff, because it scared me and messed me up real bad, I kind of wanted to shoot Bigfoot in his hairy ass. From the time I was 12 years old on, I carried a gun, a big ass gun. And I always said if anything scared me that bad again, I would shoot it. If it come toward me, I would shoot it. Now I don't want to hurt Bigfoot. But back then, if I'd have got Bigfoot in my crosshairs, he'd have been hanging on the fire, over the fireplace on the mantle, stuff. Like that fucking bear's going to be that's at the taxidermist right now. They come out the woods and tried to eat my fat ass last year. They're having trouble doing taxidermy on the bear because they got to do skull reconstruction because I shot it in the face. Oops. I was scared. No, I wasn't scared. I was self-defensive. So, to get on with the story. So for years, I've been doing what you would call paranormal investigations. I'd go out and check out anything anybody's talked about or heard about, or it was in the paper even. Missing people. I did a lot of missing people investigations, checked out the areas in the woods. Hell, sometimes the police called me in because of my really wonderful tracking abilities. The first time I was called in by law enforcement, I was 14 years old. An inmate had escaped from Perry Correctional Institution, and my grandpa, being the chief of police, was on the case. He come got me out of school that day. He said, "Daddy, I need your help." And they started me in the back of that prison at Perry in them big long wood lines where the pine needles are. And I picked up his trail quick where he had snuck the power wire cutters, snipped the fence, and crawled under. How they let that happen, I'll never know. But they installed fence sensors after that, so it would not happen again. And I tracked this guy through the woods for about 8 miles and caught him near a creek. Grandpa arrested him. That was the first time I was in the newspaper. I was happy it didn't say Bigfoot boy catches criminal. But life goes on. You know, I did a lot of things, a lot of investigations, a lot of get involved situations over the years. Had some interesting jobs I can probably tell you about on different live streams. Even had a job in an actual job investigating weird stuff for a private detective once. I fell miserably at that job. It was a little boring. About 3 years ago, I was on a live stream. And that live stream would be Matt Troissy, Keto and Wrestling. I was talking to my friend Matt, who runs Matt Troissy, Keto and Wrestling. And Matt Troissy and me were talking about Bigfoot. And I told him that I thought I had a Bigfoot messing around in my area. Strange things had been going on. My trash was disappearing. Neighbors were hearing howls in the woods. And Matt Troissy kind of acted like he didn't believe me and stuff. And he had been messing with me for a while to start a channel and talk wrestling like him. I didn't want to be like everybody else. All my friends did video games and wrestling. People like Mox, Jacob, they do video games. People like Matt and Swerve and the rest of the wrestling gang, they do wrestling stuff. That's what all the rest of my friends do. I want to do something different. And since I do investigate weirdness in the world anyway, I decided I'd make a video. And I made a video one day when my dog was barking at something weird. And that started it because people watched it. The next week, something stole my trash and left these big-ass footprints in the mud. That was the first time I was convinced I was messing with a Sasquatch. I made a video about that and put it up. And that launched me making videos and doing actual investigations. And whenever I'd go out on something I heard about, instead of just looking around, I'd start a camera and make a video about it. That's what started me on YouTube. That's what started me making channels. And that's what led to last year, on the 1,000th time I'd been out, and the 500 and something video I'd made, where most of the time I might find a footprint or see a shadow or something weird, but I never really caught that much. It was when I was in the woods, in this Spivey Point. I was on a dogman investigation when I saw this thing that I can only describe as a monster creature wolf thing, a mutant dog, a canine mutant. It looked like the werewolf from the Highland after he changed into that big dog monster thing. It was terrifying. I caught it on camera. It's on the Danny Staten channel. You should check it out. And it was right after that I was in the woods on another investigation in the Mirkwood area. I was making videos. I'd stop the camera, light a cigar, get a drink of water in between videos. And as fast as you could blink your freaking eye, this long, hairy, shaggy, nasty-looking, thin Bigfoot creature. That's how I describe it. It looked like a basketball player with long hair. It was skinny and starving looking. Just darted out of the woods about 80 yards away from me. And it ran as close as 50 as it crossed the woods in front of me in a matter of seconds. Before I could get a camera up and get it started, it was disappeared into the woods. On the Nutty Dan blog, you can see that video. I get the camera up and I'm chasing the creature. And I chase it through the woods. And I still kick myself that that camera was not on when that creature passed right that close, that I could have got it. It bothers me greatly. And this creature, as it went through the woods, had the most horrific smell you could ever smell. And it left tracks, and I followed it, and I was going fast as I could. And from right in front of me, there were several loud tree knocks. Bap, bap, bap. I put my hand on my gun. I got nervous. And then I got extra nervous, because from right behind me come another 2 tree knocks. Bap, bap. And a grunt. I turned around, I didn't see nothing. You can all see this. It was all caught on video. And I carried on. But knowing that I felt surrounded, I felt like something was in front of me and behind me. It was a horrific experience, like no other. What do you think about that, YouTube? Let me know in the comments below if you're watching the video, or in the chat. In the chat if you're still there. So how you enjoying the Daily Dan Show? How you enjoying 13 o'clock live with Daily Dan? Is it a good show? Do you enjoy me spinning my Bigfoot tales of my youth? Please let me know. I need to know. I need to know what kind of content my people that's going to be watching this live stream actually want. I'm not going to do one that often. I'm going to do one like every 2 weeks, I think, currently. Like I said, I don't like the way the chat goes up and down. It's like some people's here and some people's gone. I feel as though they're losing interest. But you know what? I'm doing this for me. I'm getting things off my chest like my ugly eyed monster says to do. I'll drop a few of these links in the chat. If you're watching back, the chat comes up. You can pull up the chat and you'll see links I put in the chat. My name's Danny Staten. And you're watching 13 o'clock live with your host, Daily Dan. The host with the most from coast to coast. I'm going worldwide. I'm getting everybody's attention. I'm talking to the world on YouTube. And I hope everybody watching this shares, and shares out. Legendary Devil Hunter, drop your link in the chat. Everybody support the legendary Devil Hunter. He's my brother by a different mother. We're out to get people. We're on the case. If he gets a report, I think he actually checks it out too, even though he don't make enough paranormal kind of videos. But he's got really good taste in music. So I'm gonna take a little break now, pause for the cause, turn you on to a song, and after that we will carry on. And we'll talk about Steve Austin and his Bigfoot encounter.
So close, no matter how far, couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trust and holding on, and nothing else matters. Never opened myself this way. Life's hours really my way. All these words I just say, and nothing else matters. Trust I'm seeing and I'm finding you. Every day for something new. All my life I'm different, and nothing else matters. Never care for what you do. Never care for what they know. But I know something moves no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting holding on, and nothing else matters. Never care for what they do. Never care for what they know. But I know
If you're watching this stream, hit us up in the live chat. I've been there under the name Danny Staten. Taking a break, listen to some tunes.
life's hours living our way. All these words are just say, and nothing else matters. Trust I see and I find in you.
Oh my God, I love that song and I love the way Assalam Efra does that song. Everybody look them up on YouTube. I'll drop their link in the chat sometime tonight, I'm sure. I've been dropping a couple of links of my brothers, like my brother's channel over at Blue Line Bigfoot. Check out Adam over at Blue Line Bigfoot and my main man Connor. Bigfoot Anon, you know, he writes books. He's in freaking movies. He does it all. Everybody should check out Connor. So YouTube, be sure to hit the chat. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you think.
The guy sold out American.
And hopefully you're not watching this guy.
Like the #1 fucker that sold the entire.
You can watch him back on the replay.
Just as he did his part.
That's the incredible Dr. Wu.
Both parties are bad. Everybody's bad. They're all related. They're all race negative. But his greedy fucking smile, and he just like looked at it, and I fucking swear to God, guys, in my life, made my dad laugh. I waved at Barack Hussein Obama. He saw me.
Well, y'all think about Dr. Wu. He's cut loose. He's insane. I'll drop his link in the chat too, even though he's on the same time I am. I'm going to type into the chat over at Dr. Wu's, and I'm going to put in, I'm watching you live on the damn live. And then I'm going to drop my link. Dr. Wu will find this amusing. He won't get to it in chat for an hour though, unfortunately.
In the Navy. In a working position, not personal. But I seen him.
Yeah, you see that YouTube?
I know what Brock's face looks like.
I'm watching you. I dropped my link in his chat.
That ain't Barack Hussein Obama that I fucking remember.
Oh, he's cracking on Obama though.
I don't know who that man is.
He's so entertaining. That's the mystical, magical Dr. Wu. I usually watch him every night for a little while. Well, at least till he passes out.
And there's nothing to do with race or anything else. You guys, those of you guys that are awake like me, you know what I'm talking about. So it's another comic book figure, another human pretending to be somebody.
He must have read the chat because he brought up comic books. Uh-oh, he's thinking about me.
And more of these things that keep happening.
Okay, that's a look at Dr. Wu. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over really quick. I wish I had a computer. I'm going to get a computer set up where I can do all this stuff real professional, like you find the professional guys at Paranormal Highway, Eric, doing. He does his show so great where he pulls up stuff on the computer and does everything nice and neat. I really like the Paranormal Highway. And I got a good response when I showed a few minutes of their cartoon last night. People was emailing me about it. And you can find their cartoon on the channel Paranormal Highway here on YouTube. And as soon as we get through this god-awful commercial, somebody's monetized.
Take it.
Sorry I'm late, man. The Bigfoot cast would take it forever to dry out.
No problem, dude. I know there's a shortcut on Paranormal Highway Road.
We're going to ride the Paranormal Highway!
Oh, I bet you do.
There goes lightning.
Eric, there's this gator that has 2 toes. He's 24 feet long. His name is Tom. He's a...
Dude, shut up. There's Bigfoot out there. Let's go talk to him, man. Come on, let's go.
Take it slow, man. Be easy.
Hey, we want you for this show. We want to show people that you exist.
Hey, and we have jerky, too. So, Barry, what brings you out of the woods? Where are you from, man?
Coming from Boggy Creek.
Oh man, you're far from there, dude.
Oh, there was a unicorn out there. I'm not even kidding. Holy crap, there's a unicorn in front of me. Hold on, guys, hold on.
Oh,
Whew, that was close.
they say the horn brings good luck. Magical powers. Hey Barry, you were right about that unicorn. Know anything else about the mythical woods?
Yeah, man, that's Medusa. Do not look in her eyes. She will turn you to stone.
And once again, consider that a trailer. Now, there's a lot more to that cartoon. And I strongly recommend after you get done watching 13 o'clock live with Danny Dan, you take your ass over to the Paranormal Highway and look up that cartoon. It's like the fourth one down on the videos list. And check out that cartoon and watch the rest of it. And there's going to be a part 2 coming out real soon. I hear he's already got financing for it. So did anybody happen to catch my show last night? It was called Stone Cold Steve Austin Tells His Bigfoot Story. And it was awesome. I played a clip where Stone Cold told his Bigfoot story. People found it amusing. People found it funny. Seems like Stone Cold is a real popular guy in this world. So I thought, since this is my official first show, the first 2 live streams I did were just testings to warm up to see what it felt like to live stream. The Stone Cold Steve Austin show I did, well, that show was more a pre-show. This is really the first episode. Season 1, episode 1. 13 o'clock live with Danny Dan. I saw Bigfoot. My stories and my tales, which I pretty much covered. And now I'm going to cover a few things. Mox, Jacob, tell everybody who likes wrestling to get in here, because in one of my upcoming segments here on this show, I'm going to crucify Swerve, and I'm going to do it live on my live stream a little bit later on towards the end, after we cover all the good stuff. Now sit back and relax. Whoop out your bong, roll up your blunt. Chill out, and we'll relive last night's adventure. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You believe in Sasquatch,
Tells his
a.k.a.
Bigfoot story.
You goddamn right I do, Lorenzo. As a matter of fact, out here on this compound that I'm staying at, it's 180 acres. I got on my damn mule and drove up into the hills, mountains over there, and I was just walking around. I had my walking stick. And Hershey's not out here with me this year because she missed Moolah too much on that first night we spent out here, so I sent her back home. So I was just hanging out by myself, and I see this big motherfucker in the distance coming towards me. And I said, even from a distance, I knew this was a big motherfucker.
Really?
I said, holy shit, man. I grabbed my damn pocket and made sure I have my pocket knife. Always have a pocket knife in your pocket, people. I tell you one thing, it's what I told you 2 years ago. Every man that walks down the street, and every woman, ought to have a damn pocket knife in case you need to open an envelope or cut a piece of rope or do this or that or protect yourself. So I have my pocket knife, I have my walking stick, and I'm just thinking about, I don't know what this sumbitch is. So, and this sumbitch kind of looking at me kind of funny too. So I'm looking around, ain't nobody around, so I figured I gotta go check this out. Curiosity killed the cat, and I'm curious as fuck. So all of a sudden, I walk up to this motherfucker, and I look up, and I said, holy shit. I said, you look like a motherfucking Sasquatch. He says, I am Sasquatch, motherfucker. I said, God damn it. Now, here's the thing. Sasquatch.
Really?
I met him on a fucking hill about 3 miles from here in this trailer, and I was going to interview him for the podcast. So I told him Squatch, because we hit it off pretty good, so he didn't mind if I just called him by nickname. I said, hey, Squatch. I said, man, I run a podcast. I said, but I got my recording stuff down there in the RV. Would you come down the hill with me and do the podcast with me? Because it'd be great if I could get the only documented audio recording of Sasquatch. No one has ever talked to Sasquatch before. This will be the world's first conversation. So basically, he said, sure, dude, I'm down with it. I'm a big Steve Austin fan. I listen to your show. I said, Squatch. I said, how you listen to the show? That motherfucker reached down, and I don't know where he reached, but he pulled out an iPhone 6. He goes, on this. I said, dude, you got the OtterBox too? He goes, yeah. And so, Sasquatch carries an iPhone 6. He goes, I subscribe to both shows. I just hit the download button, hit the subscribe button, and I get 2 cans of free audio whoop-ass while I'm out here roaming around in the mountains. I said, well, goddamn, Squatch, you got to come down to the camper. So he said, all right. We walked in the camper, and lo and behold, the Zoom H4n recorder I just got finished bragging about earlier in the podcast didn't have a motherfucking battery. No batteries. I got Squatch, a.k.a. Bigfoot, here in my fucking RV, and I ain't got 2 AA batteries to rub together and make a fire, much less stick in my recorder and record Sasquatch and me having a conversation. I said, Squatch, brother, what we got to do, we got to take a rain check on this, brother. I said, where you going? He goes, shit, Steve, I just live about 4 or 5 miles from here. I said, well, okay. I said, but before I get out of here and go on to the next adventure, I said, I'm going to be here for about 2 months. I said, we got to get together and have a podcast because it's going to be the biggest thing of all time. And he says, dude, I'm down with that. And so I said, hey, I said, Squatch. And he said, man, just call me Bigfoot. And I said, all right, Bigfoot. And I said, fuck that, you mind if I just call you BF? He goes, yeah, man, you can call me BF. He goes, I only let my friends call me BF. I said, BF, I'm a friend of yours and you're a friend of mine, because if you wasn't, I'd drop you on that stack of dimes you calling next Stone Cold Stunner. I'd pick you up and either run you through that goddamn window or toss you down the stairs, and that's a straight up shoot. Bigfoot says, hey, man, don't get all hot about it. I said, I am getting hot about it. I invite you down here to my camper. I ain't got no fucking batteries. I'm a little bit on edge. So anyway, back to the story. I popped the refrigerator open, had a couple IPAs in there. I said, BF, I said, this has got your name on it right here. I pulled out my pocket knife, used it for leverage, popped off them caps, and me and Bigfoot, I swear to God, me and Bigfoot had a damn conversation. Sure as hell as I'm sitting here talking on a microphone and shot the breeze for about 2 hours, and I couldn't record one motherfucking lick of it because I had the goddamn batteries. Anyway, Lorenzo from Anthony, New Mexico, I believe in Sasquatch. I believe in Squatch. I believe in Bigfoot. I talked to the man himself. I like to call him a man because we're friends now. You know, before we go to the next question, I was sitting here and talking.
And that was Stone Cold Steve Austin telling his Bigfoot story. I dropped a lot of cool links in the chat, so once again, check out my friend Thrash Pondo Ponds. You'll see us really soon on his channel, hopefully in the near future, doing a show where we talk about classic movies on TV. And we've already got our first 3 or 4 shows planned out. We've just been having some technical difficulty, you call it? Is it technical difficulty? And yes, some music is provided by Pat McCormack at Golden Razor TV. I love Pat. Another music you hear on my show currently is Salam Effa. And they're a YouTube cover band that allows me to use their music. I'm trying to stay copyright free. So we're going to chill out. That was Stone Cold Steve Austin. We're going to take a little quick break. I'm going to play you a tune, and I'll be back to talk to you a little bit later. And then I'm going to rip a guy named Swerve, you asshole, right here on YouTube. Here's some of that Pat McCormack for you.
Greetings, fellow classic television fans. Today I'll be performing my arrangement of the Kung Fu theme song. This piece, entitled Kane's Theme, was written by arranger-composer Jim Helms.
When are you going to stop wasting time and start working on something, well, useful?
Although I did find information on Jim to be slightly limited, I did discover that he had credits in the mid-60s for his work as a conductor and arranger for Rod McEwen. He also happened to be a session guitarist for the Monkees.
You recall it because it's true.
Kung Fu was produced at Warner Brothers Television. Their record division released a vinyl LP that contained Helms' full theme, plus various short snippets. They called it Kung Fu, music and dialogue from the Warner Brothers TV series.
How creative. Also available on K-Tel.
No. The show's score was in contrast to some of Jim's later work in B-list horror films such as Night Creature, The Night of the Strangler, and...
Don't forget the Psycho Lover.
Yes, but unless you owned the Kung Fu album, all you ever heard of Kane's theme was the first 30 seconds of the show. When I researched it for a remake, I was pleasantly surprised at just how long and intricate it was.
Spare me the sentimentality.
Clearly with an Asian influence, the song emotionally builds upon itself with creative twists and turns that effectively convey the premise of the show. I hope you enjoy my arrangement of Jim Helms' Kane's theme.
was a trip, wasn't it? All right. Thank you, Pat McCormick. Huh. I guess I'm supposed to look. I've been knocking shit down. And you're watching 13 o'clock live with your host, Daily Dan. Live streaming on the great platform of YouTube. I appreciate everybody for coming in and out of the chat and staying with me tonight. It's been interesting. It's been blasting. It's been great having all you people here with me, especially Thrash Pondo Ponds. Soon you can catch me in Thrash Pondo. You can catch this link in the chat. Doing our own little show where we talk about movies and TV and the good stuff, like our friend Dave, and like our friend Pat, and like our friend Dan over at Retro Serial. And I'll make sure I drop his link in the chat too. Greetings, my friend Iron Dogger. You are late to my live stream like I'm late to yours. Welcome to 13 o'clock live with Daily. Earlier I told my big in my world. How has things been in your world, Miss Iron Dogger? Bigfoot Anon, I was talking about you. You should watch this stream back. I showed some of your cartoon. I dropped your link in the chat. It's good to see you here, brother. It means a great deal. But don't worry, I didn't show the whole cartoon. I showed last night on my stream called Stone Cold Steve Austin Tells His Bigfoot Story, I showed a little bit. And then tonight, on this stream, I showed a little bit and then a little bit more. But I stopped at about a minute into it and tell people, if you want to watch that cartoon, you're going to have to go to Paranormal Highway and check it out on their channel. I'm promoting the show. Be sure to tell Eric I'm promoting the show. What, Iron Dogger, you waiting on me to leave? You gonna wait on me to go off before you go on? That'd be so sweet. But okay, let's move this show along. I've only got so long, you know that. I'm gonna try to set something up here where y'all can watch and I don't have to hold the damn phone. Since I ain't got the really cool computer laptop thing where I can play a video and y'all watch it and stuff. I'm kind of doing this stuff bootleg on these first few live streams till I get the proper equipment. As everybody knows, my mom passed away, and I'm waiting on a small inheritance. And when I get that, I'll be able to afford some new equipment and to get things rolling in the right way. These first few streams you see, I'll be a little hardcore and a little just put together. Me sitting outside talking to y'all, and I may even have a guest once in a while. Like I said, the Major into Neil was supposed to come by tonight and share some stories, but apparently they got fucked up, drunk, and stupid and passed out or something. Now it's time for me to respond to some criticism. That's my cup. You like my cup? It's full of nice, cool Coke Zero with no sugar. What people like me have to drink. So there's this guy named Swerve. Swerve's a friend of mine. Swerve does a wrestling live stream. He does, and I always shout out my friend Swerve. We've been cool. But apparently I did a live stream, and he was unhappy. And I don't know why he was unhappy with me for my live stream. I didn't talk no crap about him. I didn't put him down. I didn't put off on his adventures. I didn't flat out call him a liar about nothing. I never have. I've always treated Mr. Swerve with respect. But Mr. Swerve went on his live stream and had some things to say. Yes, he did. And if you give me a few minutes to get my stuff together here and try to get over the anger that I'm feeling, because I'm not going to be mean and I'm not going to say nothing bad about my friend Swerve. I'm going to let Mr. Swerve's actions do the talking. I'm going to let Mr. Swerve tell you what he said about Daily Dan in his own words. And I'll let y'all put what you think about Mr. Swerve's comments the chat here on the live stream.
You know I'm definitely slow. Like, what the hell? This guy speed guard. Like her dad. Better than all these guys. Is that gonna be us?
I'm trying to find
The
it.
girls that he flashed. I don't know where the hell am I going with it. Then you just commenting on the funny videos that all they do is sit and edit and nitpick at every little mistake. Not
I'm looking for the right part.
nothing cool or enjoyable about wrestling right now. It is that
He's talking about wrestling.
people we deal with. We got Kenny Omega, we got Semi Talk, she's greasy men touch each other. Like that, I don't know where the hell am I going with it. Then you got a random motherfucker like Daily Dan that just like I saw Bigfoot. You got the donation.
Yeah, we found it, brothers.
Nipples are so good. It's you're better than any other nipple talker in the community. You talk better about greasy nipples, better than wrestling days, better than all these guys. And that's not all I got to say about that shit. I don't know where the hell am I going with it. Then you
Okay, maybe we'll try that a different way. Hold on for a minute, YouTube. Oh, my phone sucks. But you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute.
Then you got a random motherfucker like Daily Dan that just like, I saw Bigfoot. And got like 4,000 Korean girls up in his comment section saying, oh my God, I see her too. I see her too. If Danny was in my room right now, he'd be like, see right over there? There goes a Bigfoot right there. Oh, you saw a blink. It's far deep in between the belts and the book right there. There's a right over there. I saw it move. And he'll have like 3,000 freaking comments of people saying, yeah, I saw it. I'm like, where the did you see it? You ain't seen no damn Bigfoot. Damn. Me and Matt be busting our ass trying to get 100 views, likes. This mother, he just go outside and take a shit and be like, I saw Bigfoot. Got 30 comments, 500 likes, 2,000 views. And they fall for it again. 6 more videos that same hour talking about I saw Bigfoot and I don't even see an ear. I don't even see an ear. I don't even see a foot. I don't see nothing. Damn it, give me a freaking Bigfoot video. And stop giving me these old school pictures. Like there'll be like a frozen shot of Bigfoot in your community section doing like a dance or some shit. Looking like an Austin Theory. Man. But it's because of wrestling. And you liked it since Hogan. You are a fan of nipples that were wearing yellow underwear. I became a fan of nipples. I started wearing crazy underwear like the Ultimate Warrior. Then there was a generation I liked hearts on their underwear for HBK. Then they were like, nah, we don't like shorts anymore. Guys that wear long tights like Eddie Guerrero. What the fuck are we watching? For a belt. And they all talk shit about us afterwards. They go up on Twitter saying, your fans are racist. You guys are stupid. You hurt our feelings. Man, you guys hurt your own feelings when you decided to go up in there with just your underwear talking about I could beat somebody in 3 seconds. What the hell does that accomplish in real life? Do 5 seconds. That should be real right there. 5 seconds. That got mobbed. Respect for that. Damn. Rose, King of Cleveland. If anybody's doing a stream, definitely post up your Twitter, your link.
So YouTube.
It's cool.
Wasn't that nice that Mr. Swerve Show gave Daily Dan a freaking roast? That's right, he roasted the shit out of the Daily Dan. Let me know in the comments in the chat section and in the comments of this video what you think of Mr. Swerve and his roast of the Daily Dan. I thought it was a little cruel and a little heartless. But what I want to say to Swerve is I don't hold no hard feelings. I'm a nice guy. You know, I do okay, Swerve. Unlike you, I don't live in my mom's basement. Do, do, do. Wah, wah, wah. Unlike you, I don't have to struggle for a living and penny pinch and talk shit about people. Because I'm doing okay, Swerve. And I think you're cool. You're all right with me, buddy. I've enjoyed your show for a long time, Swerve, and you've actually talked nice and showed my videos and being real cool. I don't know what brought that on. Is there some type of, maybe, as Iron Dogger would say, jealousy involved? I don't know. But what I want to recommend is everybody who watches this stream, go look that video up that the Swerve made and tell him your comments. Especially if you're into Bigfoot. Give him some views. Go over and express your goddamn opinions about what this motherfucker had to say. Let him have it. Oh, whoops. That slipped out. You see, I got Tourette's. I can't always control what I say. But it really upset me a little bit that somebody said them things, because most of the times when I get a shout out, it's a really cool thing. And sometime over the next week or so, I'm going to go through YouTube and remember the people who gave me shout outs. And on one of my live streams, I'm going to show all the shout outs you gave me. Iron Dogger made a really cool video. I'll try to find it. Repost it again if you can, Iron Dogger, where you do the Daily Dan imitation. That is just one of my favorite tributes in the whole world. Imitation being the highest form of flattery. I think I even made a video about you making a video. It was so flattering. Yeah, thank you, Mox. I appreciate it when people drop links. It's kind of hard for me to drop these links and do all the cool stuff I'm trying to do to entertain y'all. And once again, we're going to take a short break. I'm going to play you a song. Oh. What song should we play? Man, that's a little too mushy for this stream. I always tell everybody here, come as you are. So we'll play that. While I take a pause for the cause, check on the chat, and get ready for the last segment of the Daily Dance Show, 13 o'clock live. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying 13 o'clock live with Daily Dan. This is like the season 1, episode 1 of my new show. I hope you really like it. I'm trying to be like Art Bell. I'm trying to talk to you a little bit about Bigfoot. I'm trying to entertain you a little bit with some fun stuff. That'd be the Stone Cold stuff tonight, but there'll be something different next time, I promise. And I'm trying to just kind of move on with some good music, you know, in between stuff. Like a segment and then like a music thing. Let me know what's in the comments below, and let me know in the chat what you think about the format of my show, if I should change anything. I'll try to find some better and some really good uncopyrighted music that I can play. And I really think my guys at S1E1 do a really good job with their cover songs. Don't you? I love these guys. So, did anybody happen to catch Daddy Dan this week? On Dave Sunstorm's The Good Stuff. Daddy Dan was a guest over on Dave Sunstorm's channel. I was talking about, yes, wait for it, I was talking about wrestlers in TV and movies. And I studied for weeks and didn't get to protrude all my knowledge. I may have to do my own live stream and talk about that, because there's just so much wrestlers in TV stuff going on. But I thought for the final segment of this show, I would set it back up. Yes, because Dave's a real good friend of mine. He don't care what I do. I show his stuff all the time. If you check out Daddy Dan's The Good Stuff, somebody please drop a link for Daddy Dan's The Good Stuff, and you'll see several things where I feature little clips from my friend Dave Sunstorm. He's one of my favorite people in this whole world. You know, he actually made a trip out here to South Carolina to hang with Daddy Dan once. Yeah, you can see them videos on the Daddy Dan blog and Daddy Dan's The Good Stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set it up, get through these commercials. Yeah, everybody should deal with Granger, because we really care about Granger. What the hell is Rebelsis? I don't need no Rebelsis.
ENC over the movies, mostly TV from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, decades gone by, the good stuff. We've come to the right place. So tonight, the topic du jour is wrestling stars that have transitioned successfully to TV and movies. But we're going to be all over the place. I've got a special guest with me this evening. So let me, without any further delay, you know what? Let me hold on just 1 second. I see him getting ready there. But I'm going to, Danny, hang on for just one moment. Let me cover a couple of things real quick so that we can launch right into our conversation around wrestling. Couple of things that are important to do. First off, let's get this going. And secondly, let's get back here and let's talk about what's happening tomorrow. Because pretty big deal over there on the Golden Rage of TV, on Pat McCormack's YouTube channel. We've got a little something called Jerry the Beaver Mathers showing up on Pat's live stream. Pat's going to be visiting with him, and we are all going to be the beneficiaries of that visit. So it should be super cool, should be great. It's going to take place at just the normal time. My live streams are typically on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. In this case, I've swapped Pat. He likes to do them on Wednesdays normally, but he needed a little extra time to prep for the Jerry Mathers live stream. So, folks, make sure that you, if you're not already subscribed to Pat's channel, and if you haven't already hit that notification bell, it might be the right thing to do, because, you know what, that's an interview, that's a live stream not to be missed. One other thing real quick. Tonight we'll be giving away an annual subscription to Remind Magazine. So hold tight. We'll do that probably 30, 40 minutes from now. But hold tight, and someone is going to walk away tonight with an annual subscription to one of my favorite magazines. All right. So without any further delay, let's see what we can do here. Hold on. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and there he is. Danny Stone.
From South Carolina.
Woo! What do you got there on your shoulder, my friend?
I've got a World Championship belt, an original replica. It's the one that Andre the Giant was supposed to hold, but he passed away before he got a chance to hold it. So it's like an unreleased issue belt.
That
You know, nobody ever held this title, I guess, but me.
that is awesome.
I thought I'd throw it over my shoulder.
Well, I'm so glad you could join me tonight. You are, when I thought about the topic, of wrestling, pro wrestling, I knew you were the man to have on with me. So let's do that in just a minute. But let's first, it would be wrong if we didn't say hello. It would be wrong if we didn't say hello to all the folks that have been waiting in the chat. So let me scroll up here and see.
While you're saying hello, everybody in the chat, which famous wrestler wore a hat like this when he came to the ring?
All right, we'll see. Go ahead and put your answers in the chat, and we'll see what folks say. Hobo Stovepipe. That's, I think, the first time I've seen Hobo Stovepipe, but welcome. Lance Chafin is here. Ken Wilkinson here. Chrome Minion's here. Superfan Superplex is here. Superfan Kevin Davis is here. Tom McCloskey, the Hungry Jerk's here. I already said Superplex, but we'll say it again. And Superfan ENC over there on his Retro Serial channel. Enjoyed the live stream last night, the part I was able to attend. Great to have you back, Ian. Chrominions here. Constant Cherry, welcome. It's great to have you here as well. Jay-Z, John Doe, Selena Kyle, Superfan Tracy Roth Myers, Superfan Dominic D, Gary Carpenter, Corbett, a.k.a. Zodzu, welcome. All the way from West Michigan, good to have you here. Charlie Jordan, good to have you here. Bruce Fahey is here. Marcus Y. Anyone else? The Thing is here with us tonight, Danny, and Carl Dunn is here. I'm going to keep scrolling, but we're going to stop here in just a second. Panda Rush is here, says WWF. Nice. Superfan Mike and Kathy is here with us tonight as well. Superfan Dave Claroni's here. Oh, so many great people. Shannon Burns is here. I think I saw this comment from Brenda Bunch who says, "Hi, Mr. Dave, doing my homework, working towards a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling, but I'm taking a break with this live." I can't think of a better break to take than talking about a little bit of pro wrestling.
One of my favorite subjects.
Yeah. So, Danny, talk to me about, and I'll share my experience too, but what was your first off, let me introduce you. Let me do a proper introduction before we get talking wrestling. Proper introduction of my friend Danny Staten from South Carolina. I have a couple of images here. Let me pull them up because you have, this is the channel that I think I came to know you, first got to know you a little bit. You were posting videos to this channel, the Daily Dan blog, Bigfoot, comic book reviews, all sorts of things. But then there's also, I think I have an updated picture of that. Let me try this one. This is more recent. There we go. Because I remember seeing that John Cena billboard. Oh my goodness, this is real. But then there's also this channel, right? The Daily Dan Good Stuff. Do you want to talk about what you're doing on YouTube, Danny?
Well, on which channel, like you said, I have 4.
Well, tell us about them.
My personal favorite's the Good Stuff because that's the little kiddie channel that tries to be like Papa Dave's channel. It tries to show good stuff. And I always try to put up like movies nobody ever heard about and trailers nobody's seen or new stuff coming out. And I do shows on there too, and I show some old comic books and stuff. And like I said, Daily Dan's the Good Stuff is, to me, my favorite channel because it's Dave Sunstorm's channel's evil child.
Love it. That's awesome.
Horror movies and stuff like that. And then I have Daily Dan Vlog, which is my main channel, which has been mostly a paranormal investigation channel, but I'm actually going to announce now for the first time, and nobody knew this, that I'm doing a little bit of a format change. I'll still be going out occasionally and doing investigations when they come up, but I'm going to start doing a show called 13 O'Clock Live, where I do a live stream like y'all guys do, and talk about it.
I love it.
And I'll be playing some music in a video or something once in a while. Maybe watching you on the live stream one day. You don't never know.
See, I told him. I told his ass.
That your live stream is a format, at least if you, I imagine you're going to riff off of what you've already kind of been experimenting with, but that was kind of fun, just kind of hanging out. I knew where you were sitting there out there on the back porch when you were doing that live stream. I think that's fun. I think that is a great format, and I can't wait to see what other things you experiment with that. That'll be a lot of fun, Danny.
Well, I'm lucky I live in the woods, and there's always something creeping around out there.
Right.
I don't know what it is, and I say this might not be a Bigfoot, it might be Yogi the Bear for all I know, but there's definitely something out there howling and growling and knocking down trees and acting crazy. I'll be interested if I ever find out what it is.
All sorts of crazy noises out there, huh?
Yeah, just remember, I never said it was a monster if it turned out to be something else. Point that out.
So let's talk about professional wrestling. What's your earliest memory of professional wrestling?
My earliest memory would be my grandpa taking me to wrestling matches when I was 6 or 7 years old in Greenville, South Carolina. He went every Monday night. And
so was it what do you remember what league it was? Because
National Wrestling Alliance.
Okay, NWA. All right.
People like Wahoo McDaniels and Sweet Hansen.
Okay.
Regional old wrestlers. And my grandpa, being a chief of police, he got in for free because he did security. And because I was with him, all he had to do was get me the kids' ticket, and I got in.
That's awesome.
And because he knew the promoter and knew the people that run the place, and he was in security, I got to walk around with him a lot. I got to go when I was 7, 8 years old. I was walking around backstage with him, meeting wrestlers and meeting promoters and knowing people.
Don't you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you still have friendships with folks that are close to the wrestling industry, don't you?
Yeah, a few. I still talk to a few people.
I thought I saw a video a while back with someone who was doing some wrestling. I can't remember, but
there's a couple of videos.
It was tied to you.
But most of the videos that involve me in wrestling or me with wrestlers and whatever were before I started doing YouTube, so you won't probably see them on my channel.
Oh, got it.
Somebody else's channel to see a lot of that stuff.
Got it. So unfortunately, I don't have the same memories that you do in that I wasn't really exposed to professional wrestling. There wasn't a lot of that out here in Utah until the WWF.
It was there, your daddy just didn't let you go say it.
That's possible, but it really was the WWF that it kind of exploded. Remember, in the early 80s, we had Hulk Hogan making an appearance in Rocky III as Thunder Lips.
And that was probably what catalyst that caused wrestling to explode the way it did. Hulk Hogan became the biggest star practically in wrestling history, undisputed. Huge. And so the first event I went to was in Salt Lake City. There's a huge arena. It's no longer there, called the Salt Palace. And WWF came to the Salt Palace, and Hulk Hogan was the main bill. I thought it was Andre the Giant. My memory starts to fade, but the more I think about it, I think it was Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy that was at the top of the bill. But I was mesmerized by, you know what? I just loved beyond the sport of it, and I think this is where the professional wrestling has an appeal. And clearly these guys are athletes and sportsmen, right? But I loved the entertainment of it. I loved the entertainment value that was provided, and the fact that, you get just so wrapped up in rooting for a hero, and there's always someone that, that's the bad guy. And from that moment on, at least through, I'd say, most of the 80s, I was a huge fan of professional wrestling and would watch whenever I could on TV. Talk to me a little bit about your, I've heard about your exposure as a child, but once the wrestling became really kind of legitimized and mainstream, what was your exposure then, and what were you doing, Danny? Before that ever happened, I'd been so involved in wrestling that it was like probably 5 years before Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan was wrestling, I was sitting at ringside. And like I said, I went with my grandpa to wrestling a lot. And I had met promoters and stuff. My mother actually got a job working for the National Wrestling Alliance as a staff photographer, taking the pictures for all them little programs they sell at wrestling.
Right.
As well as running Jimmy Valiant's fan club and 10,000 other things I can talk about what my mom done. I'm going to actually make videos and show some of the stuff I've got that I inherited from my mom, about especially the wrestling stuff. I've got a book this big about Jimmy Valiant that's so full of Jimmy Valiant wrestling memories it should be in a museum somewhere. But one night when I was, I want to say 14, but I was probably closer to 13, I was at wrestling with my mom and my grandfather, sitting at ringside like I always was, and a promoter named Danny Miller came up to me and said, hey buddy, come with me for a minute. And he said, you want to make some money tonight instead of sitting at ringside? I said, doing what? He said, one of my people who sell pictures didn't show up, and all you got to do is sit out here. I was there early because my mom was in there taking pictures. So I was there at like 6 o'clock, and the matches didn't start till 8:15. So Danny Miller was like, I need somebody to sit at this table and sell these pictures. Can you do this for me? And I said, well, I don't want to miss the wrestling. He said, when the matches start, you put up. And then you come back during intermission and sell some pictures. And then when wrestling starts, you put up. You don't miss nothing. I was like, so I get to watch the matches, sell some crap during intermission and before the matches, and make some money too. I said, man. And he was like, okay, and he showed me how to do whatever, make change. And I knew I already got to make change, and I wasn't an idiot. And he tried me a few times to see if I could make change right, I guess because I was 13. But he knows how to count the money. And I worked that night selling pictures for him. And I never will forget it. I made like $108 on a small house. There wasn't that many people there. And I sold pictures for him every Monday night in Greenville for the next couple of years until I got a driver's license. And when I got a driver's license, then he put me in Columbia, at Township Coliseum, Athens at the high school, Spartanburg Civic Center, sometimes as far as Charleston Armory. And I'd drive around and sell pictures and stuff and get to see all the wrestling for free.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
You know,
so you really do need to put together some videos just with memories, that kind of stuff, sharing the memories, sharing your pictures, your collection. That would be another thing, awesome thing for you to do on the Daily Dan's Good Stuff or wherever you choose to do it. So
eventually I'll get around to doing a lot of that stuff. I did one the other day where I was going through the autograph book. Did you see that?
I saw it.
I took my pictures autographed to my mom, and I actually just had to stop about halfway through the pictures and go ahead and finish the video because I got emotional. I'm kind of going through that thing right now.
Right.
I still haven't got through half the stuff I inherited yet because it's just so emotional finding all these memories.
Right. There's memories tied to those things that you've inherited. Talk to me about favorite wrestlers during the late 70s and early 80s. Did you have a fave?
Woo! It was the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, because nobody could walk the walk and talk the talk about more than the one and only Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And on top of that, whenever I worked specifically for him, because he had his own merchandise, he paid me better than the National Wrestling Alliance to sell his stuff.
So you actually...
I made more money working for Ric Flair in one night than I could in 3 days working for the NWA.
So you did actually meet Ric Flair?
I met Ric Flair. I flew to Japan with him and sold his merchandise at Toho Arena.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I don't even know what to say other than that's very, very cool. Rick did not make the transition to TV and movies like some of them did. Of those folks,
he was the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Let me expressly point this out. As far as real wrestlers go, who really wrestled and put on the kind of wrestling show you didn't see in some places that did sports entertainment television and entertaining wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. Most people don't realize that.
I put together together a little slideshow of some wrestlers, and I think I've got a Ric Flair picture or two in there. Let's go ahead and play that, and then let's talk about these guys that did transition to TV and movies for a minute.
Well, you had checked the answer. The answer was Michael Randy Savage. Oh, yeah, he would have. I had just like this.
Yeah, I have a picture of him wearing that.
He had a red, white, and blue suit he wore during the holidays, like July 4th. And he had the red, white, and blue Star Spangled hat and everything.
I think Elizabeth picked it out for him, didn't she?
Probably.
All right, hang on one second. Let's play this slideshow, and then we'll be right back, folks. Hang on. Let me find it. There
Yeah, she looked like a drake and changed the hat.
And we're back.
No, we're not.
All these guys that
So what do you think about that, YouTube? Hey, if you want to watch that full interview I did over on Dave Sunstorm's channel, where I actually talk about wrestling from the good old days, check it out. I'll put the link in the chat. I hope Dave appreciates me promoting his channel a little bit and putting the link in the chat so everybody can enjoy the show on his channel. I've did quite a few interviews and quite a few shows, and over the course of my next few shows, I will try to play little clips, or maybe even whole segments where I'm on other streams talking. And hopefully they'll enjoy that, and people will get to see a little bit of stuff they missed in the past. So I thought I would rock another tune real fast. What do y'all say? Here's another one I played on the Stone Cold show that everybody loves, and I thought I would play it again for you guys tonight. Enjoy some tunes, sit back and relax. Fire you a big stogie up and kick back and relax with Daddy Dan.
And I say, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going And I try, oh my God, do I try all the time in this institution. And I pray, oh my God, do I pray every single day for revolution. And so I cry sometimes when I'm in bed just to get it all at once in my head, and I'm feeling a little bit queer. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream for the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, yeah, what's the hey? What's going on? What's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, what's the hey? What's going on? And I say, what's that? What's going on? And I say, what's that? What's going
Hey YouTube, if you happen to watch my stream, Stone Cold Steve Austin tells his Bigfoot story. The other stream I did, it was the last night, was like a little test stream to see if we get prepared for this kind of stuff, right? If you happen to hear this and watch that stream back, when you get to the part where that song just played on last night's stream, if you look to the right hand corner of the screen, around, I'm not sure the timestamp, but it's right at the end of that song. And, well, that's Brenda Hawkins texting me right now. Says she missed the stream live. Oh, man. Well, she's a good girl, though. You'll probably see her link somewhere in the chat before I go. And she'll get a kick when she watches it back. I'm talking about her texting. Did y'all enjoy that song? Let me know in the comments below. I'm starting to wind down now. It's been a long night here at 13 o'clock live with Daddy Dan. I hope you enjoyed the shows I showed. I hope you enjoyed the clips I played and the music. And I just really hope you enjoyed the show. Please let me know in the comments below. It means a lot. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to ring this silly little bell so you'll know when I go live. But you know when I'm going to go live. It's every Saturday night. I'll usually start the show around 12:45, but the official show begins at 1. We'll play some music during the intro and talk a minute, and then I'll do my show. I'll do where I talk, and then after the show, I'll do what I did tonight. For the last 45 minutes or so after the show, I'll play music, show stuff from other people's channels, give shout-outs. Give everybody a chance to grow their community by dropping their links in the chat. If you're not a mod and you come regularly, I'll make sure I drop your link for you. What do you say we jam some more Pat McCormick? As he does the Lost in
Greetings, fellow
Space.
classic television fans. Today I'll be
Theme.
performing my arrangement of the second original Lost in Space theme song. It was composed by the legendary John Williams. While many of you may be familiar with his classic movie themes, such as Star Wars, Jaws, Superman, E.T., as well as most, if not all, of the Spielberg blockbusters, you might not realize he was also a prolific TV theme composer.
I never dreamed to do such a thing.
Johnny Williams, as he was credited in his early work, was also responsible for the themes on TV shows such as Wagon Train, Ben Casey, Land of the Giants, and Time Tunnel.
Okay, fine. He did some movies and TV shows, but it's not like he's won any awards, right?
As one of the most highly recognized and revered composers in modern entertainment history, John has been awarded 24 Grammys, 5 Emmys, and 4 Golden Globes. In addition to winning 5 Oscars, Williams is one of the most nominated individuals in Academy history, second only to Walt Disney.
Oh.
I think it's about time he got some recognition from us, too.
I hope you enjoy my arrangement of this classic television theme.
Thank you, Pat McCormick, for the theme from Lost in Space. Did y'all enjoy that? Let me know in the comments below or in the chat if you're live. I just thought about something that would be really cool. I probably should end the show now, but I'm going to hang out a few more minutes. The show is officially over. Be sure to like, subscribe. Be sure to ring the bell for Daily Dan. Thank you for joining me on 13 o'clock live, season 1, episode 1. It's been a blast. I hope you enjoyed the music. A few people in comments have really made me feel good by saying they like my little show. And now I'm just going to hang out for a few minutes and see if I can find a little treat for you guys. Give me a second. I'm flipping through a 10,000 foot playlist. I remember seeing it, I just don't remember where. I may have to do this and find it for next time. No, I got time. Well, y'all take a look out there and see if you see anything moving. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to flip through here and chill out for a minute. I'm looking for something. I saw something once. I shouldn't do this live. I should do everything prep work right. You're right. I'm not going to. I can't do it right now. I wanted to. But I can't do it because I didn't prep for that particular stuff. But I'm going to look that up. I'm going to put it on this phone. For the next show, I'll have a very special treat and a very special surprise for everybody when I get this guy to sing on my show. So since we're just sitting here chilling, relaxing, I guess I'll play another song for you guys. That's the sound of Bigfoot screaming, guys. That's what I heard, something like that. Screaming at me when I was a kid. Isn't that some freaky stuff to hear? Here's one for you, Iron Dogger.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river, surely to sea, darling, sweet goes. Something is I meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river, surely to the sea, darling, sweet goes. Some days I'm meant to be. Take my hand, take my heart.
got a sweet song, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still hanging with me, if you're diehard and don't want to give up the ghost like me, enjoying this first live stream. And honestly, the show's over and I'm just kicking back, relaxing and chatting with everybody on the chat. Buddy dropping a link or two. As the wind picks up. It lightened a little. Lightning was a little bit earlier, and it drizzled a few drops of rain when I was sitting out there during the beginning of the stream and kind of messed me up. I was afraid it would come a downpour and wet everything, so I moved up here. I'd planned on being a lot closer to the woods. Earlier tonight, about 9:30, I'd smelled a horrible smell out here, but it went away. And I never saw nothing. But like I said before, if you check back the stream, Stone Cold Steve Austin tells his Bigfoot story, the one I'd done earlier, last night. You check that stream out at the end of that song, what's going on. If you start looking in the woods to the right, I think I saw something move when I watched it back. And I was paying real close attention to it because I do that. And now we're going to listen to Pat McCormick do his version of the Spider-Man thing. As I rock music for a little while here on the Daddy Dan blog. Oh yeah, baby. Thank you, Pat McCormick. That was Pat McCormick with the theme from Spider-Man. You can find Pat McCormick on the Golden Rage of TV here on YouTube. You'll find his link somewhere in the chat from this live stream. I'm trying to make sure all the chat posts is with the live streams so you can go back and click out the links if you're already watching this live stream at a later time. And once again, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. And like I said, I should edit this live stream a long time ago. I really enjoyed it being on, and a few people have hung out with me, playing music and the after party kind of thing. I wonder if I should do 2 live streams, like do the show and then end it and then do an after party where I play music. Let me know in the comments below and in the chat if that's what I should do, or if I should just do it all together like this as one big long show thing. Because when I get the regular 13 o'clock live, I plan on them shows being about 45 minutes to an hour. Not big, long, giant live streams like this one tonight, I promise. I know Jackie's probably sitting there waiting for me to end so she can start her stuff. And here I am, still battling on and late into the night, enjoying this. Entertaining the few people I have still left, playing some tunes. But I'm going to play my theme song now, provided by Pat McCormick. And I'm going to end this show after that theme song, and I appreciate everybody joining me, and be sure to join me for my next show next week. I'll have some new music to play. I'll have some interesting stuff. I'll show you things you hadn't seen before. I'll show you a couple of clips of me on another live stream. Hell, since we got time, maybe I'll do that tonight. Jackie, go ahead and start your live stream, honey. Don't wait on me, because I'm going to chill out for a minute.
Okay, what I want to do, you want to do, okay, I want to start.
Dr. Wu's still on, too.
It's fun.
I'm just trying to remember what I want to show is, which channel. I've got so many. I think I'm going to show something from the Danny Staten channel that I put up myself. If I can find it. Oh. Honestly, didn't think it was that far back. Uh-huh. I always have to set this cup up so I have something to stand the other device against. Because like I said, until I get a computer and I can make the kind of professional shows like my friends do, I'm stuck with having to do things bootleg style, South Carolina hillbilly style.
Hold on a second. Where is it?
Enjoy this for a minute.
Soap opera, Mandela Effect.
From Paranormal Highway.
So I see it's 34 seconds, and I see Dr. Wu there. So I actually have not watched what he's talking about yet. So I haven't even seen this one. So Danny sent me to today. I'm like, okay, let's see what he's talking about. So let me go here a second. Let me go. Where the heck? Oh, there it is. Let me get rid of these other tabs. So sometimes when you got too many tabs, you can get lost. So here we go. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, Dogger, I am running long.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
So are the days of our lives. We used to say these are the days of our lives.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Okay.
I remember saying that. My grandmother used to watch that all the time when we were kids and we used to stay at a house. She used to say, these are the days of our lives, right?
That definitely sounds more natural to me. That rings
I don't remember it that way like you just played it. Am I wrong, Danny?
Danny said to read the description, so maybe he gives his part.
hit it back again one more time, please, if you can.
I'm interested to see like if it interrupts Dr. Wu with that as well, because I think that's kind of what he's saying as well.
So read the description. Hold on. Is he talking about the description of? Cause I'm down here. My cool dog looking out a window for something. Oh, hold on, that's another video. I got one of his other videos. Okay, he went to his other video. I'm like, what? Okay, hold on a second. Oh, Danny. Okay, actually, he wrote something here on this. Mandela Mayo. Watch this short video. Tell me, is he saying sand or sands? Is this a Mandela effect? I remember sands. So Danny is saying he remembered the word S, sands. So let's look at the video and let's re-listen to it. And so now we know what to look for. Sands versus sand. And sometimes it's easier trying to come up with some kind of opinion answer after you're watching now. Now you know what you're watching. All right? I'll shut up.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our life. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
I heard sands. You know what's neat is he remembers sand, and I don't remember watching the show. So, but what's cool is, but you remember the title being different.
I remember the whole verbiage being different. Like sands through an hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
Right, hon?
Yeah, my wife just said the same thing. That's exactly how they used to say it.
So technically, there's two possible Mandela effects in this one thing. So Danny, there's actually two of them. I love that. I don't remember that show, so I don't even know.
Used to torture us with our soap operas. We used to get out of school on Wednesday, half a day in Catholic school.
Well, there you go, YouTube. What do you think? What do you remember? Have you ever seen Days of Our Lives? Do you remember the way it come on, the way it went on? Let me know in the comments below. I remember like sand through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Some people remember like sands with a plural S through the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. And that dude, S4, remembers those was the days of our lives. So the Days of Our Lives title has changed for people. It's a Mandela effect. What do you think? And Mox, thanks so much, buddy, for sticking around and watching. Matter of fact, I'm surprised you ain't playing a video game while you watch. Where is that channel? I'm looking up King L. Moxley's channel right now to see what's going on. Yeah, he's not playing no more. But check this out. This is my friend King L. Moxley jamming his wrestling video games. And look at what he put on the title for me. So check it out, Mark. Your video games are streaming on the Daddy Dan blog.
For the love of God, submit. Fight again. Live to fight another day. I mean, how do you get out of this sleeper hole? What can they do? Look at this.
What do you think about that, Mark? Let me know in the chat.
Heads out, and he has all the time he wants.
It always amazes me how the graphics in video games have progressed. See, even on my first live stream, I did a little bit of wrestling stuff for the wrestling guys, and now I'm showing some video games about wrestling for my wrestling fans and my wrestling friends, like Jacob and Mox. And Matt Trosley if he ever decides to watch.
Just carrying the opposition anywhere they want.
There you go, Mox. I hooked you up a little bit. I showed a little bit of King Al Moxley's gaming channel. I showed him playing some wrestling video games here on the Daily Dan blog. Thank y'all for joining me for my show, 13 o'clock, live with Daddy Dan. In my episode, season 1, episode 1, I saw Bigfoot. I hope you enjoyed me on the pre-show. Stone Cold Steve Austin tells his Bigfoot story. You can find that video here on the Daddy Dan blog. Be sure to join me next Saturday night when I go live again. It's the witching hour. It's at after 3 a.m. in the morning here. And it's time for Daddy Dan to call it a night. It's going to take this video 3 days to upload as it is, probably, knowing the way YouTube is. Everybody be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell for Daddy Dan. That way you'll be notified when I go live. Remember, it's free to subscribe, and I dropped a lot of links in the chat tonight. These people are really cool. They're people I really trust, and you should check them out. And until next time, this is Daddy Staten on the Daddy Dan blog, giving y'all a big blog over, dudes.